One of the chronicles of living lean as a grown adult, as a mom, as a wife, as a woman who is just busy, is figuring out ways to adapt your family into your lifestyle. Like we all know how to lose the weight. It's just keeping it off is the issue, which is why the Discipline Diaries and now the Chronicles of Living Lean is so important. Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another Discipline Diary. Today's video is going to be more of a family focused video, as I'm going to show y'all how I incorporate my family into, my daily activities, getting some movement in and all that stuff. And of course, it's going to be what I eat in a day, and we're going to chat about some things. But before we get into today's video, if you've never seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Janae, and I make a lot of content focused on fitness, wellness, and self-development, and helping you and I live our best healthy and active lives. So if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. I post a lot of different content over there. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below and let me know, how do you incorporate your family into your activities? We are getting ready to head on out to the trail, so I will meet y'all out there. Don't run and tire yourself out. We still got a long way to go. To see the water, but the water is all dried up for miles, it looks like. Just reached 1 mile and Gigi's actually doing just fine. How you doing, Danny? We just hit 2 miles. Now we're on the way back. Gigi's on just hit up 3. How you doing, Mama? Daddy. Yeah. Now back, and before I actually settle down and cook something, I need to put something in my belly because I have not eaten anything. But I'm gonna just make a drink. I'm gonna make a drink, and I'm actually gonna do a little recipe for y'all, high protein, high fiber, because y'all have been asking for that. These are my little cheat codes. Let me put y'all down real quick. So we're going to make a protein shake, but in a different way. Not the way that you think that we are. Since it's summertime, I really lean towards water-based and clear protein powders, ones that you don't really have to mix with milk. You mix with water, it gives you like a juicy feel. So this one right here is from Clean Simple Eats. Y'all know I love Clean Simple Eats products. This is their pineapple passion one. I've done this recipe a couple of times. Like I did their strawberry starburst, I think is what it's called, flavor. I did that and I mixed it with an Olipop. I've done this flavor and I mixed it with the orange squeeze Olipop. So now this time, instead of doing the orange squeeze again, I'm gonna do it with the peaches and cream. The Olipops are 9 grams of fiber. So this is a way to get you 20 grams of protein and 9 grams of fiber. And it's crisp, it's refreshing. You don't have to, worry about the milky type of stuff. Like, don't be afraid to switch up your products. You are paying good money for this stuff. Don't feel like you have to get bored and let it sit in your pantry for forever just because you're tired of consuming it a certain way. Now just go ahead, throw your Olipop into your cup. Then take 8 ounces of water and a scoop of the protein powder. So now go ahead and pour that into your cup, and that is it. If you are a bariatric patient, this is the perfect drink for you, as you're getting your protein in, you're getting water in, and you're getting fiber in for those days where you are a little backed up, especially if you're at the beginning stages of weight loss surgery. Ooh, I think I actually like this better with the peaches and cream than I did with the orange squeeze. And this is only 140 calories. It has 20 grams of protein, 9 grams of fiber, only 1 gram of added sugar, and you have a serving of water in here. So multiple things that's happening right here. It's a little bit later in the day, and now I'm finally going to put something on my stomach. This is just like thin steak that I'm gonna pop in the air fryer. You guys, y'all always ask me, how do I make the fast recipes? How do I make the fast meals? Especially since I don't meal prep. An air fryer, I barely use my oven. Unless we're baking something. But this is probably gonna take, it's so thin, it's probably gonna take like 5 minutes to cook. And it is super simple. I'll probably just pair it with, I don't even know what I have. I need to go food shopping, to be honest, like actual food shopping. But I'm just gonna pair it with maybe some rice, maybe a vegetable, but that's it. As long as I have protein, a healthy carb, and a vegetable, I'm good. I keep a couple bags of the steamable broccoli flowerets. I love the flowerets compared to the cuts because I get more of the green. But I keep a couple of these in the freezer. I try to do as much fresh vegetables and fruit as I can, but sometimes you can't. Sometimes that stuff go to waste, especially after weight loss surgery when my taste buds have changed or you're just not in the mood for it, even though, you know, you thought about buying all this stuff when you went food shopping, and then later on in the week, you're not in the mood for it. That's something that I had to learn to stop doing, though, was buying a whole bunch of things, a different variety of things, because it went to waste so quickly. So I go food shopping more often, pretty much weekly at this point. When it comes to my fruits and vegetables, however, I may do it like twice a week, just because Costco is like so close to me, but especially because I like fresh fruits and vegetables. But I'll do maybe like 2. I'll have a variation of 2. I'll get my squash and I'll get my spinach. I'll always have spinach. Or maybe I'll do spring mix if I'm in the mood for salads, and I'll do broccoli, or do asparagus, or do green beans. Like, I will switch out. I'm not gonna buy it all. I used to buy it all. Now I stopped doing that. There's only a couple of things that I will buy like frequently. Like, we always go through berries. For the most part, we go through apples and bananas. For the most part, them kids are tearing up the big bags of carrots, so I'll always get that. So, like, there's things I'm always going to buy, and then there's things I'm going to be strategic about that's specific to me. But the one thing I'm always going to do is have my favorite frozen vegetable in the freezer for when times where I don't feel like having fresh stuff, or the fresh stuff is now, you know, old and nasty, or I just haven't been grocery shopping in a while. I still have something. I do the same thing when it comes to canned stuff, but most of the time that canned stuff is filled with sodium. I know some of the cans come, I think, salt-free, sodium-free, something like that. You could rinse off your canned vegetables, but I'd rather just buy frozen. And then I'm just gonna pair it with this minute rice, the brown rice and quinoa. I love having these in the pantry for just quick moments. It's not too high in sodium. It's only 190 milligrams of sodium. I think I'm gonna also pair it with some beans just for some good fiber. Now, these, however, has 350 milligrams of sodium per serving, so I like to rinse these off. I'm actually looking at this like, oh my God, this is already a lot of food, so I'm gonna skip out on the beans. We're self-regulating here because I already know I'm not gonna eat it. Today is turning out to be a very relaxing and chill day after that walk, which is always good. But I started a mini series on my Instagram. It's pretty much like the Discipline Diaries, but it's just short form version of it. It's called the Chronicles of Living Lean. And what I focus on is maintenance, is weight maintenance now after losing the weight, because I realized that a lot of people don't talk about maintaining your weight, how to maintain your weight, and why so many people are like yo-yo dieting and stuff, because they don't really know what that looks like. So I just wanted to start showing people, you know, I've been maintaining my weight for the last year. I'm now off of the GLP-1. I've been off of it for like I don't know, I think this is 3 weeks now. So I'm just trying to like ensure that I am, maintaining my weight loss. I only lost an additional 25 pounds on it, but no matter what the case may be, I'm still trying to stay right here in the 160s. That's where I'm comfortable at. Y'all know I'm getting my phase 1 loose skin removal here soon. And so I think it's important that we start consuming more content on maintaining our weight and not just like losing the weight, because it's pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. Like, I feel like we all know how to lose the weight. It's just keeping it off is the issues, which is why the Discipline Diaries and now the Chronicles of Living Lean is so important to me. So I say all that to say, one of the chronicles, if you will, of living lean in a healthy and sustainable way, especially as a grown adult, as a mom, as a wife, as a woman who is just busy, is figuring out ways to adapt your family into your lifestyle. And for so long, I kind of felt guilt around that. Like, why does my family have to suffer if I'm the one who needs to lose weight? I'm the one who needs to work out. I'm the one who needs to eat healthy. I shouldn't have to force this on my family. But if you think about it, there is never going to be anything wrong with your family moving their body more and eating more healthy. There's never going to be anything wrong about that. You don't have to put your family on Weight Watchers in a calorie deficit for them to eat better. And you don't have to make them do a structured workout plan for them to move their body just for their general health. And so once I got out of that frame of mind, I actually stopped, one, feeling guilty about it, and two, figured out ways to make my life a little bit more simple. Because, y'all be asking me like, do you cook separate meals for your family? Do you do this? Do you do that? And I'm like, no, I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore because I found that this is what has been working for me better. And so just like today, like we decided, we're going to go for a walk. We're going to go for a walk. We'll stop as many times as possible. It doesn't have to be like a brisk walk. I don't have to wear weights, like we'll just walk. We'll get some fresh air. We'll get some vitamin D. We'll bond together. We'll stop. We'll look at things. We'll read things. Like, we'll take some pictures. And then, we come back in the house, and it doesn't kill us to just go outside for a bit. Like, we're not doing that enough. That's why so many of us, especially African Americans, are suffering from vitamin D deficiency, and then you watch your kids. And the way I grew up, we were outside. We were outside till them street lights came on, okay? The kids are not growing up like that no more. They're not growing up like that no more, partially because this world is crazy. But, they're just not growing up like that no more. And then, like, even in the school system, like, they're not teaching the kids healthy ways of eating, like in their health classes and stuff. Like, I didn't grow up on the importance of moving your body and the importance of eating healthy. We might have touched on some things, but it wasn't like in depth like I know now. And I feel like a lot of us deal with weight issues in our adult age because of it, because we just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And so I feel like that's why a lot of us suffer so much. And then there's a lot of toxic information that's out there about losing weight. So then we, want to just hurry up and lose the weight. And then we start doing those toxic things. And then we're destroying our mental health. We're destroying our relationship with food. We're destroying our relationship with fitness. Like, we're doing crazy things to our body that may have long-term impacts. And so I think it's okay to have conversations about weight. It's okay to have conversations about health, about healthy living and eating and dieting. It's okay to have these conversations. I think we got so sensitive around these topics, and I get why, but like, it doesn't change the facts. It doesn't change the facts that we are a very obese country. Childhood obesity is outrageous right now. And like, if you know better, you do better. If you're trying to do better for yourself, why not do better for your family as well? And I feel like as the woman of the house, like, yes, my husband, he's the provider, he is the leader and all that stuff, but I am the nurturer. And they are going to follow my lead as well, just in a different way than my husband. And so modeling the correct behaviors, the appropriate behaviors are going to be great for our girls as they grow older. And then also for my husband too, because that man can eat anything and won't gain a single pound. But that doesn't mean his internal health is great. And I always told him that. And now he's listening. He's moving his body in a better way. Even though he's in the Army, so like there's no struggles with that. But he's eating better. All right, time to cook some dinner. I am gonna cook something differently from the family just because I want to, but it's no longer a necessity. So I know earlier I was talking about not cooking separate meals, but sometimes I do because I want to. Anywho, I am going to take my vitamins right now. These are the ones from Berry Melts. I have been taking them for the last 2 years as a bariatric patient. These are bariatric GLP-1 specific vitamins for, you know, our internal health and stuff like that. But specifically, since I am gearing up for my loose skin removal, I'm trying to make sure I stay on top of my iron. So I am doing both the multivitamin with iron and then also their iron with vitamin C. Vitamin C has some great properties for healing, for your skin, for your immunity, for all that stuff, especially when you're getting some type of cosmetic or plastic surgery. This is my normal multivitamin with iron. I bounce between this one and just the normal multivitamin. These are both their melts. So I go back and forth between these two because this is why it's important for you to continuously get some blood work. Per my doctor, the labs last 3 months. Like when they pull your labs, it's for the last 3 months. So you could be technically getting your labs done 4 times per year. So pretty much quarterly. At the beginning of the quarter, just go ahead, get an appointment with your doctor or tell them that, you know, you want some labs done, especially if you are worried about, you know, just your internal health, especially if you are going about your weight loss journey. As you're losing weight, your internal health may be changing as well. So just stay on top of your internal health as much as you care about your external. Anywho, based off of my labs, my iron levels have always been great. They actually have been high. So I don't have to take my multivitamin with iron. I can take just my regular multivitamin and my calcium. Those are the only 2 vitamins that I have to take every single day. However, when it's my cycle, you know, we're losing blood. So I take my multivitamin with iron on that week. Saying all that to say, this only has 18 milligrams of iron in it. So I'm taking their caplet form. So if you're not a fan of the chew, they do have a caplet form. Caplets are supposed to be easier to swallow than an actual regular pill. This has 45 milligrams of iron in it. And then their iron with vitamin C has 54 milligrams of iron. So I'm pretty much taking 100 milligrams of iron per day. I'm a little bit over 2 weeks before my loose skin removal now. And I'm gonna be taking it until like everything stabilizes post-op as well. But when you are taking a lot of iron, if you're finding that you're constipated, it's because of the iron. So I'm just using this regular stool softener here from Costco. I'm making sure that, you know, I take some probiotics for gut health and making sure my fiber stays high. I am going to be making the viral sweet potato ground beef cottage cheese bowl. I'm not a huge fan of cottage cheese, but I keep seeing this bowl. And, you know, I'm like, let me just go ahead and tickle my fancy. Let me see what this is all about. Plus, I randomly get in the mood to have cottage cheese. The only cottage cheese I will consume, and I really should keep this, but y'all my girls, we locked in. So I'll tell you, this from Good Culture, this cottage cheese is the best cottage cheese I've ever had. I do the low fat one. The full fat one is good too, but and now somebody put it on the internet and now they're always sold out. They're always sold out now. So I really should be gatekeeping that. But y'all my girl, so I'm gonna tell you. There's 4 servings in this container, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cook it all. That is my little cheat meal. Like, y'all know I'm not a fan of meal prepping, but what I will do is prep some meat. I will prep some meat, if anything, for at least the next day. So I can use, so I'm gonna probably have like 2 servings of this, and then I will use the other 2 servings for like lunch tomorrow or something like that. And then I have my sweet potato here. I like to cook it in the air fryer. It's just easier that way. So I like to thinly slice it. I'll throw some like olive oil or avocado oil on it, and then I'll do, I don't know if I'm gonna season it, because I'll probably still season it with some cinnamon. See, and as I talked about modeling good behaviors earlier in the video, my husband actually loves this little recipe that I be doing, like with the sweet potato. He actually is a fan of these little sweet potato chips, if you want to call it that. Like, and I think he used to be a sweet potato hater. He probably still is, but the way I make it, like just like this, he randomly had tried it because I had some left over in the air fryer, and he loves it this way now. Then I'm gonna cut up a half an avocado for it. And now the last thing to do is add some honey here. This honey, however, is my calorie deficit one. I talk about this in my weight loss grocery haul video, but it is they have a honey, which I have, and then a hot honey substitute. It is 0 added sugar. So per the food label, 20 grams, which is 1 tablespoon, is 35 calories, 0 grams of fat, 0 grams of sodium, 16 carbs, 15 grams of fiber. So this is fiber packed actually with no added sugar. So if you're looking for fun ways to add fiber to your diet, this is now one way. And I have fiber from the sweet potato and from the avocado. Okay, you guys, I am going to end the vlog here and go ahead and enjoy dinner. I hope you enjoyed this one. Oh, you guys, and before I end today's vloggy vlog, the wait list for my coaching app drops tomorrow. It will drop tomorrow, Wednesday, so make sure you're following me on Instagram. All of the tea will be spilled over there for it. And don't forget, I do have a support group if you are looking for support on your weight loss journey, weight maintenance journey, whatever the case may be. I will leave it in the description box below. It's on Facebook. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your questions in a moment. And on Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. I do have a broadcast channel. They end up knowing the tea first, so make sure you follow me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.